Well, hello and welcome to the WaltInPA YouTube channel. Little change of plans. I just wrapped up at the Kennedy Covered Bridge, and then I was going to ride back into Spring City and then do a big loop out through Phoenixville, go down 113. There's a bit of it like a nature preserve back there, and there's a boat launch that looks into there's a boat launch for the Schuylkill River, and I was thinking, I'll go down there, get a couple of pictures, check that out. And then there's a dam further down, but unfortunately there's really no way to access the dam unless I park the bike and hike in about a mile, because there's just no place on the side of the road near it. So I've got to park at the trailhead, and I don't want to be doing much hiking in these things, so I am not prepared for that. So I detoured, I shot down Bridge Street. 23 is right out here. It's actually a road that I crossed over on my way out to 724. And I'm not really sure where I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go down past St. Peter's Village, maybe through French Creek State Park, maybe swing by my brother's house, see if he's home. So that's the plan. Let's get at it.
Yo, this is Quiet Man from South Philly, PA, and you're watching WaltInPA, repping the Keystone State. Ride safe.
So it looks like we're going to cover 3 counties today. We went through Montgomery County, then into Chester County, and we're going to go, I believe we're back in, no, I don't think we're back in Montgomery County yet. But anyway, we're going to wind up going through Berks County, and then back home to Montgomery County. So nice big loop. All right, so every motovlog needs a subject, something to talk about. I'm not the type that dubs music over my rides. Personally, it's fun. Nothing wrong with it. Like immediately I launch into defense mode here. And nothing wrong with it. If that's your thing, it's your thing. It's not my thing. I find it a little boring, so I don't like to do it. And as a result, I feel like I need to fill the silence with this endless jibber jabber all the time. So with that said, we need a topic for today, and that topic is going to be music. So a couple episodes back, I gave you a really long story on my work history. Well, one of the things that I didn't mention during that whole time is when I left the residential cabinet shop that did custom entertainment centers, I went to work for the same company I worked for when I was in high school, only in the drafting department. Well, when I started working in the drafting department, it was like how you say, mind-numbingly boring. Basically, you just sat at a desk, and the only thing you listened to all day was the clicking of your mouse and the whirling of your computer fan. It was just dead quiet. Now, a lot of people would just pop headphones on in this situation, but this company had this old rule that they still stuck to pretty hard, and that was no headphones. And the reason for this was because the bulk of the employees were out in the shop, and it really isn't a great idea to have loose wires dangling around someone's neck when they're cutting something over top of a table saw or running a router or a drill press, you name it. It's just not, it's a safety issue. So in order to be consistent across the entire company, no one was allowed to wear headphones regardless of where you worked in the facility. So the guys out in the shop had radios, and I'm in the drafting department, and it's quiet. It's way too quiet. So I went out and I bought myself a set of computer speakers, and I figured, well, you know what, I'm just going to do the same thing the guys in the shop do. I'm just going to play some music during the day to fill the noise, or to fill the background. And of course, I got a set of speakers with a subwoofer, because who wants these tinny little cheap computer speakers? And that's how it was for a number of years. I just listened to music all day long. And over the years, it got louder, And because I got my job done, or because we, the drafting department, got our jobs done and didn't bother anyone, you know, they didn't bother with us. We listen to our music, have fun, and get our work done. Now, back then, I think I was bringing my music library in on like a thumb drive, and then I would play it on Winamp. I feel like I'm dating myself there. I haven't heard anyone refer to Winamp in forever. But, you know, we'd play music through Winamp over a thumb drive. And it was, you know, I got the job done. And then we also used this plugin. I think it was called Last FM. And it had a scrobbler, which basically allowed you to sort of create a living playlist, or create a music log, so that you can kind of show off to your friends like all the different music that you listen to. It was pretty cool. At the time, it was pretty cool. But, you know, listening to music on thumb drives over and over and over again got to be, well, more than a little boring and very predictable, even with things on random. You know, thumb drives weren't very big, you couldn't get a ton of songs on them, and you just kind of dealt with it. Well, eventually, the internet service in work got upgraded from this god-awful radio. It was like a radio thing on the roof, and it was basically dial-up speeds. It was terrible. When we got high-speed internet access, I took the opportunity to set up a Pandora subscription. Or I set up a Pandora account. And that was amazing. We would listen to music all day, every day. I mean, there were commercials that you had to deal with. Wasn't terrible. And it was a great way to discover new music. You know, you just plug in there, say, I want to listen to, for instance, Breaking Benjamin. And it would give you similar artists, similar songs, that sort of thing. It was a good way to get exposure to new music. So anyway, after a while, Pandora introduced this limitation to their service, because they offered a paid service that they wanted you to use. So the free service, in addition to being served ads, had a cap of 40 hours a week or something like that. Basically, it was just enough to get you through work, as long as you stopped the music at lunchtime and didn't work any overtime, which was not the case for us. Now, of course, you could get around this limitation just by clearing out your cache. It wasn't like something that was overly complicated and difficult to do. But it was becoming a bit of a headache to have to stop and do this thing every time that the music ran out. So I wound up paying $50 a year for a premium Pandora subscription, and I had that subscription for a number of years. I didn't finally get rid of it until they started talking about getting rid of the annual payment and wanted $6 a month or whatever it was from me instead, which I thought was ridiculous. So out of protest, I just said, okay, well, you're not going to get my money anymore then. If I can't pay you the way I want to pay you, then I'll go elsewhere. So I did. I went over to Apple Music. And I have been very, very happy with Apple Music ever since I got it. It's more expensive. It's $15 a month. But my whole family can use it. I use it. My wife uses it. My daughter uses it. And I think we get one more user account out of it before we're at our limitation. But it's almost, using Apple Music is almost a little scary. So the other week, or the other day, I don't know, I had to drive into work for a meeting. So I plugged I set my phone up Bluetooth over my car. I drive in, and then on the way back, I did the same thing. Only, I don't know, I think an Eminem song came on, and I didn't skip it. So it must have registered that as, this guy wants to listen to rap. So I went from listening to Eminem to Tupac to Outkast to Dr. Dre. It was pretty awesome. And here I am just rolling down the street with my head sticking out the window because I'm trying to have a cigar in the car, which I really shouldn't be doing, but it was kind of a celebratory cigar. And I was just having a grand old time. Head out the window, music playing, And it was just like, I don't know, like the service knew what to play almost, based on the fact that I wasn't skipping through the music like I a lot of times do. You know, I'll put some kind of mix on, and if something it just isn't striking me just right, I'll just skip it. You know, and it's kind of interesting how the selection or the playlist evolves based on your listening habits, how much you're listening to the song, where, you know, how often you're skipping. It's pretty interesting. So anyway, I've been subscribed to Apple Music for a little while now. It's been a couple of years, and I'm really happy with it. No intention of eliminating my subscription, but sometimes I wonder if it wouldn't be fun to experience that same thing I had in the car on the bike, because right now I just listen to the sound of the engine and listen to myself talking. You know, sometimes I wonder if it would be worthwhile getting myself a Senna or a Cardo, some sort of Bluetooth communicator, so that I could listen to music in my helmet. So, what I'd like to know is, what do you use for music services, and is it worth getting yourself a Bluetooth communicator just for music? Is it worthwhile? So hit me up in the comment section down below. Tell me what services you listen to, and whether or not I should go ahead and invest in a Bluetooth system just for, I don't know, the occasional playlist. So with that said, thanks for watching. Appreciate all the wonderful support that I've received over the past several months. If you enjoyed this video, please click the subscribe button. You can also click on that bell notification to be alerted anytime new content is uploaded. So as always, I'm going to start looking for a place to pull over and check the GPS to make sure I didn't miss my road. But you stay safe, and I will catch you in the next one.